Today we are examining the architectural vulnerabilities inherent in public network connections. When a device joins a public Wi-Fi network, it enters a hostile environment where trust is assumed by default at the hardware layer. This assumption allows unauthorized parties to intercept data before it even leaves the local network. This is not a theoretical risk, but a fundamental weakness in how devices identify one another on a local area network. To understand how to secure data in transit, we must first analyze how that data is exposed. We will break down the three pillars of network security relative to public access points. The mechanics of ARP spoofing, the cryptographic handshake of TLS, and the encapsulation provided by VPN tunneling. We will move from the physical link layer up to the application layer to understand exactly how information is protected. To understand the attack vector, we must look at the data link layer. Devices on a network do not communicate using IP addresses directly at the physical level. They use MAC addresses. The protocol responsible for mapping an IP address to a physical MAC address is ARP, the Address Resolution Protocol. The ARP architecture operates on a policy of blind trust. It was designed for functionality, not security. Imagine a crowded conference room. If you want to send a sensitive document to a colleague named Bob, but you don't know where Bob is sitting, you simply shout, "Who is Bob?" This is the ARP request. In a secure environment, only Bob replies. However, on public Wi-Fi, the protocol accepts the first response it receives without verification. An attacker in the room can shout, "I am Bob," before the real Bob has a chance to answer. Your device, trusting this response, updates its internal map, the ARP cache, associating Bob's name with the attacker's location. This is ARP spoofing. By corrupting this map, the attacker achieves a man-in-the-middle position. Your device now sends every packet intended for the router directly to the attacker. The attacker reads or modifies this data and then forwards it to the router to maintain the illusion of connectivity. The system is doing exactly what it was designed to do, delivering packets to the address it was told to use. But the integrity of the path has been compromised. This vulnerability exists because the protocol lacks authentication. Devices accept updates they did not request. To address this hardware layer weakness, we must rely on software layer defenses. TLS is a standard cryptographic protocol that encrypts data at the application layer. Even if the attacker possesses the data packet, they cannot read the payload without corresponding decryption key. Consider the analogy of a locked briefcase. Without TLS, you are sending your data in a clear plastic box. The attacker intercepts the box and reads the documents inside. With TLS, you are placing the documents inside the steel briefcase that is cryptographically locked. The attacker can steal the briefcase, but they cannot open it. This security relies on a process called the TLS Handshake. When your browser connects to a secure bank website, it does not simply start sending data. It first negotiates a contract of trust. Point 1. Negotiation. The client and server agree on which encryption algorithms to use. Point 2. Authentication. The server presents a digital certificate, an ID card issued by a trusted third party, known as a certificate authority. Your device verifies this ID to ensure it is talking to the bank and not to the attacker, from the ARP spoofing example. Point 3. Key exchange. The two parties generate a unique session key. This is a temporary code used only for this specific conversation. Once this handshake is complete, all subsequent data is encrypted. If the attacker prompts from the preview section captures these packets, they see only random mathematical noise. They know a conversation is happening. but the content is mathematically inaccessible. This encryption ensures confidentiality and integrity, allowing the system to verify that data has not been tampered with in transit. However, TLS has limitations. While the content is hidden, the metadata is often visible. The attacker can still see which website you are visiting by looking at the DNS queries or the IP headers. To eliminate this visibility, we require a mechanism for total encapsulation. To achieve complete privacy on a compromised network, we must utilize a virtual private network or VPN. This is not merely encryption, it is encapsulation. While TLS protects the content of the letter, a VPN protects the envelope itself. In a standard connection, your data packet has a header, like a shipping label, that lists the destination IP address. Anyone watching the network traffic can read this label. They know you are communicating with the bank server, even if they cannot read the transaction details. A VPN addresses this by creating a tunnel. It takes your entire data packet, header, payload, and all and places it inside a new larger packet. This is encapsulation. Now, the shipping label on the outer packet only shows the address of the VPN server. The attacker on the public Wi-Fi sees a stream of encrypted data going to a single location. They cannot determine if you are banking, emailing, or streaming video. When this encapsulated packet reaches the VPN server, the server removes the outer layer, decrypts the original packet, and forwards it to its final destination. The return traffic follows the same reverse path. This effectively renders the local network irrelevant, even if the attacker has successfully performed ARP spoofing and is intercepting 100% of your traffic. They are simply moving encrypted containers they cannot open to a destination they cannot identify. The components of the local network process the data, but they are denied access to the context required to exploit it. Security on public networks is not defined by a single feature, but by a layered defense strategy. ARP allows connectivity but introduces risk at layer 2. TLS neutralizes the threat of data theft by encrypting the payload at layer 7. And VPN tunneling provides the necessary isolation by encapsulating the entire connection at layer 3. To continue receiving technical breakdowns of network architectures and security principles, subscribe to the channel.